Welcome to This Explainer. If you've ever thought about starting a business, you already know that having a $1 million idea is really just half the battle. The other half? Figuring out exactly how to build the foundation under it. Today, we're going to transform what usually looks like dense, boring legal jargon into a fascinating roadmap to help you build your future empire. So, how exactly do you turn a weekend hobby into an actual empire? Well, put yourself in the shoes of an aspiring entrepreneur for a second. You're facing some really critical decisions about risk, control, and profit sharing as you get ready to scale up. Every massive corporation you see out there today started with a fundamental choice about how to organize itself. There's definitely no one-size-fits-all answer, but making the wrong choice early on, that can severely limit your growth down the line. Let's make this concrete. Consider Neha. She's a bright student who basically turned a clay painting hobby into a highly profitable home business. By operating out of her house, she dodged rent and gained incredible word-of-mouth popularity as a sole proprietor. By the end of the summer, she netted a profit of 2,500 rupees from just a tiny investment in some colors and drawing sheets. But now she's facing a massive dilemma. She wants to make this her actual career and scale up, but to do that, she needs more money. How should she legally structure this expansion? Okay, let's dive into the roadmap. Today we're covering number 1, starting your dream business, number 2, the power of sole proprietorship, number 3, the joint Hindu family business, number 4, teaming up with partnerships, and number 5, understanding partnership types. Let's see how entrepreneurs like Neha can make the best possible choices. Section 2, the power of sole proprietorship. We're starting here because this is, hands down, the most popular and suitable form for small businesses in their first few years. And get this, even a global giant like Coca-Cola started exactly this way. Back on May 1, 1889, an Atlantan named Asa Candler put out a newspaper ad proudly proclaiming his wholesale drug business as the sole proprietors of Coca-Cola. He didn't even form a corporation until 1892, so it really just goes to show that even the world's most famous beverage began as a humble one-person show. For Neha, staying a sole proprietor means total freedom. She can make lightning-fast decisions without consulting a single person. Plus, there is a massive direct incentive here. Since she's the only owner, she doesn't have to split her profits with anyone. It's also incredibly easy to set up. Because there's no separate law governing sole proprietorships, she faces almost zero legal headaches to start or even close her business. But, and this is a massive but, there's a huge catch called unlimited liability. In the eyes of a law, the business and the owner are the exact same entity. If Neha's business takes a nosedive, creditors can literally come after her personal car or her home to settle the debts. Add to that the reality that one person only has so much money and so much managerial bandwidth. You just can't be an expert in sales, finance, and production all at the exact same time. Section 3, the joint Hindu family business. Now, if Neha wants to pull in her family to solve that resource problem, she might consider this framework. It's one of the oldest forms of business organization, and it's found exclusively in India. This structure has a pretty brilliant divide. You have the Karta, the eldest member, who holds absolute control over all decisions but carries the heavy burden of unlimited liability. Then you have everyone else, known as the co-partners. They get equal ownership rights simply by being born into the family, but their liability is strictly limited to their share of the ancestral property. It's a clever way to keep decision-making quick while protecting the personal assets of the broader family. And here is a fantastic update to this system. Thanks to the Hindu Succession Amendment Act of 2005, gender equality is officially baked into the structure. Daughters are now co-partners by birth, with the exact same property rights as sons. And yes, if a female is the eldest member, she can absolutely become the Karta. Honestly though, despite fostering incredible family loyalty, this specific structure is definitely declining in popularity. The main reason? It relies almost entirely on limited ancestral wealth, which makes banks a bit hesitant to hand out large loans. Plus, the absolute dominance of the Karta can very easily spark some serious internal family drama. One bad call by the Karta can tank profits or even tear the family apart. Section 4, teaming up with partnerships. To get around those resource limits without relying entirely on family heritage, Neha's dad suggests she just team up with her cousin. This brings us to the dynamic world of partnerships. Governed by the Indian Partnership Act of 1932, a partnership is legally just a relationship between people who have agreed to share the profits of a business. It's an elegant solution to the sole proprietor's lack of capital. In fact, under today's rules, you can pool your capital and share the workload with up to 50 people. You just draft an agreement laying out the profit sharing and management roles, and you're off to the races.
So while teaming up definitely means more funds and shared anxiety, it also introduces this concept called mutual agency. This is absolutely crucial to understand. Every partner acts as an agent for the business. If your partner signs a terrible, ruinous deal, you are legally bound by it. You sink or swim together. And just like a sole proprietorship, if the business goes under, creditors can still come after the personal wealth of any of the partners.
Section 5, Understanding Partnership Types. Let's see how this all builds together. Because it turns out not all partners play the exact same role in the eyes of the law. When we break down the legal data into different types of partnerships, something really striking jumps out. Almost every single type of partner still carries that heavy burden of unlimited liability. An active partner does it all, invests, manages, and takes on the risk. But what about a sleeping partner? They just contribute money and take a cut of the profits without doing any of the actual management. Guess what? Still unlimited liability. Even a secret partner who hides their involvement from the public is fully on the hook. And here is where it gets genuinely wild. You don't even need to invest capital to be held liable. Meet the partner by estoppel. Imagine a scenario where a woman named Ronnie goes to a business meeting for her friend Seema's software firm. Ronnie acts like she's a partner to help negotiate a deal. If the third party extends credit based on Ronnie acting like a boss at that table, Ronnie is now fully legally liable to repay that debt. She never invested a single rupee, yet her personal assets are now on the line. Crazy, right? So as you reflect on Neha's journey from a fun summer hobby to a structured enterprise, think about your own entrepreneurial dreams. Which legal framework actually fits your vision? Do you want the absolute control and absolute risk of a sole proprietorship? The built-in loyalty of a joint Hindu family business? Or do you want to pool resources and embrace the mutual agency of a partnership? Understanding these rules isn't just about memorizing facts. It is the literal blueprint for building your future. So the only question left is, what kind of empire are you going to build?